Ginka and Gluna was, and I speak of it in the past tense with great sadness and regret, a good Shonen Jump fantasy manga. And that was its death knell. Good isn't good enough for Shonen Jump. If the series isn't great, and I mean absolutely top tier, chances are it won't last. It has to be good just to get into Shonen Jump, but if the series isn't great, it has no chance of staying around. And Ginka and Gluna only lasted 29 chapters before getting cancelled. Especially when you consider the competition. Welcome once again to Musings by Danon. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Danon. I'm currently reading over 600 manga and light novels, and my two favorite genres are fantasy and romance. So on this channel, we talk a lot about both of those genres, but we tend to look more into story structure and tropes rather than how cool the fight scenes are, or how great the animation or artwork is. Which brings me to the subject of today's video, the current state of fantasy manga. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm streaming on Gaming with Danon as well as Twitch. Sometimes I'm building commander decks, other times I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, but you're always welcome to pop in and talk about manga. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or commander. Over on my Patreon, there are several tiers, and one of them allows you to sponsor a video. Longtime Patreon supporter Waffles asked me to do a video on Ginka and Gluna, and we will be discussing that series, but we'll also be talking about a couple of other fantasy series. And I think that by the end of the video, I'll have you convinced on my take on Ginka and Gluna. To start off, I liked the series and read it as it was airing. You have a young orphan girl named Gluna who builds a snowman in the mountains. After finding some rare snow bananas, she decides that the snowman looked cold, so she took off her scarf and hat and dressed the snowman. The next day, after returning to her little shack from a day of foraging, Gluna finds the door broken down. She picks up an axe and attacks the invader, only to discover it's not a monster, but the snowman that she'd dressed the day before. Apparently, the wandering soul of a powerful wizard named Ginka inhabited the snowman. And to repay Gluna's kindness for giving her the hat and scarf, and some additional begging from Gluna, he agrees to teach her magic. Years pass, and Gluna is now a powerful wizard. She finds out that Ginka once held a body full of magic, but it was destroyed by an evil wizard. So they go on a quest to get those pieces. Anyone else getting Inuyasha's Shikon Jewel vibes? I'm not the only one? Okay, had to make sure. The two have a fun adventure and start to discover pieces of Ginka's body. As they do, his power starts to come back. They meet other mages, see new places, and discover new foods, like bread. I mean, think about it. Gluna grew up on a mountain foraging for food. She's had fruits, vegetables, and meat her entire life. She's never had cheese or bread. So of course she'd be obsessed with them, and who can blame her? Bread is delicious. I think this series was cut too short. I enjoyed it. It wasn't great, but it committed the sin of timing. Sometimes a good movie comes out and it is overshadowed by something greater. Okay, maybe not greater, but more appealing. I'll give you an example. A Silent Voice is one of the greatest anime films of all time. 10 out of 10, no notes. Themes, characters, story, soundtrack, voice acting, animation, everything about this film is top tier. But it came out the same year as Your Name. Now, I'm not going to get into a debate over which movie was better, but Your Name was prettier and more cinematic. The appeal of Your Name is more universal. The themes of love, loss, working hard, and getting overwhelmed are all things most of us have felt before. But not everyone has been an outsider. Whether you were ostracized because of a physical disability, or socially because of poor decisions you made as a child, not everyone understands what it's like to truly be alone, and how that feeling of loneliness can lead one down a dark path. But the same thing can be said about any current fantasy manga series. How much does it suck to share shelf space with Frieren and Witch Hat Atelier? Frieren, the highest ranked anime of all time according to my anime list, with a new season airing right now, and Witch Hat Atelier getting an anime this spring? I mean, look how gorgeous these scenes are. If we were to compare themes, Ginka and Gluna is about exploration and rediscovering yourself. Ginka looks at the world through new eyes. Even though he's traveling through familiar territory, he's with Gluna. He gets to share her experience. It's kind of like those React videos. Yes, I know they're all low-effort videos and easy to make, but I like them for one simple reason. You get to see people's joy when they first hear Bohemian Rhapsody, or when they start to understand the musical genius of Weird Al, or when their minds are blown away after watching the ending of Usual Suspects for the first time. But the problem is, that's all it is. Frieren explores themes of loss, love, power, time, regret, and wraps it all up in a beautifully drawn epic fantasy that at times feels like a nice slow slice of life, while others having some of the most intense action you've ever read in a series. And Witch Hat Atelier is a study in magic. Not just how to use magic, but in magical storytelling. This type of story could never be done as a novel, and I pray the anime captures the magic of this series. It is a story of despair, hope, dreams, and overcoming adversity. All the great things that make a shonen, but so much more than that. With competition like these two, is it any wonder why Ginka and Gluna didn't break the 30 chapter mark? Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. There are several tiers to choose from. You can pick an anime or manga for me to do a video about, or you can join our monthly manga club. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alix, Conga, Robert Pye, Kazaris, Patrick, Tiz, Art, Richard, Boomy, Oscar, Justin, Goldwalker, Captain Hammer, Sleech, Mr. Salty, and Daniel. You guys are awesome. I post anime or manga videos often, or you can click here to watch additional videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Musings by Danon.